Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, George. It's date day. Today is the day
Date night.
of the date. It's date night. That's right. It's Friday night for you. It's Saturday morning for me. Doesn't really work for date night, but it's date night all the same.
Yes. Do you think that's going to be the whole episode? Or do you think it's going to be like half the episode?
It better be the whole episode.
Yeah. Sorry. Why would I even ask?
That's
I'm
right.
Sorry.
That's right. And in fact, I got a shout out to frickin' Ray Hosgow's comment that, first of all, you're over 1 year member, which is fricking amazing. And also, you were very excited. The comment says some things, but more importantly says, I can't wait to see Fern and Stark's date today. We're all freaking here for the date, okay? We're all here. Even George sits down for the date. We're all here. The question is... I hope it goes
well for them. I legitimately do.
I do? Yeah, we all do. We all do, George. That goes without saying. You don't even have to say that. We just all are hoping for...
I bet you there's some out there that don't. There's probably one or two.
Well, you should name yourselves in the comments so that I can...
I'm not saying necessarily our audience. I'm saying like out there in the...
I'll find
entire viewership.
Don't worry, I'll argue with people on freaking Twitter. I'm sure that'll get all the things done.
Very good.
But anyways, regardless, we're very happy to be here for this freaking date episode. I do hope it is. I don't know. They haven't had really overt romance in Frieren yet, so I'm actually extremely curious to see what exactly this is going to play out as. Like, if this is going to be a very typical, like, actual romance, like budding, or if this is going to be like, it's kind of a gag. It's a little bit of relationship building, but it's not like, it's not like full on romance. It's just kind of like they're strengthening their bonds as friends who go on dates occasionally, kind of thing. Like, is this for realsies, or are we just?
It might be a little bit of that. I would think. Like, I do think they'll eventually, like, true romance and love will bloom eventually. I mean, they're doing all this like traveling together and stuff like that. Like, do
you think it blooms?
They're growing close
in the show and or like on the road, or is this like after the Frieren show ends and they're not adventuring anymore? You could see a future vision where the Stark and Fern have started a family or something that's like happens in the future.
I don't 100% know. I will know after this date. How this goes, I think will give me some actual prediction material. I did want to ask, though, I don't think this is going to happen, but what would you do if they off-screened the date? And the episode starts with, like, the aftermath. Let's say it went horribly. And it starts with like Fern being angry or something, right? Like they're just complaining or whatever.
I feel like
that off-screened the date.
Yeah, I feel like that would not, like, we've already had a lot of gags where Fern is like angry about like some such random freaking unreasonable thing, and they've been building up this kind of like potential romance tension between them, especially last episode. And it's not just last episode; they've been doing it last season. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've been doing that a lot. So to have them off screen that and for it to be the same kind of gag they've been doing already, I think would be a big freaking misstep. I think it would be a bad freaking thing.
I don't think that's what they're going to do, but I did have that thought. I was like, bro, what if we were like, start the episode and the date already happened?
Now, if the date's a freaking disaster, I could see that happening. It's just like it turns out like not good. Maybe I could see that, and then they kind of have a new date sometime in the future. This is like a way to stretch out the romance tension. Like instead of like you would think romance is like, oh, we start with a date and then we go to this and that. But like Frieren wants to stretch it out so much that they're like, no, we'll have a failed date first and then we'll have the real date sometime later next season or something. It's like, oh, gosh, dang it.
However, if there was something like that, like a just abysmal date and they're like going to have another one later on, that almost implies that within the show, we'll see like a proper romance, right? Not necessarily like they're going to go off and have kids and stuff like that and raise a family together. But like a proper romance, I think would be expected at that point.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well-
The question now is, George, will this be an episode where we get grippers or not?
Oh my gosh. All right, let's just start this episode. All right?
Okay,
Let's
very
just do it.
good. Let's go.
Let's just do it. This freaking guy. Oh my
Oh,
god.
it starts right off to the freaking thing. That's a reasonable question, George.
I'm sure it is.
Oh
I'm
boy.
deciding what to wear.
フリーレン様、どっちがいいと思いますか？
The purple. Go with the purple.
Just give an answer. Can you do my hair before you go? Oh my gosh, she can't do her
She
own
just
hair.
woke up.
Oh no, she like hurried through it.
Oh, she did go with the purple. All right. Oh wait, no, she's still deciding.
Oh,
Ah.
she looks cute as frick.
It was deciding the purse. Okay.
Dude, she is so freaking nervous.
He's going with the same thing.
As he always does, of course. That's his best, man. He's wearing his best every day.
I guess so.
Oh, look at her. They're so awkward.
Yeah, dude, they are.
Oh, it's so funny. Tell her she looks cute. Oh,
Dude.
oh. He smit.
Oh, snap, bro.
No way. Oh, he's getting nervous. He's like
Where
a
are they
different
going,
frame
I
rate.
wonder?
大きな町の市場だと珍しい魔道具があることもあるらしいぜ。すごいね。
He does not care at all.
Yeah, seriously. She just leaves it on the floor?
Of course
What?
she does.
Oh my gosh, dude.
それに今日は髪の毛をアップにもしませんでしたし。
She went anyways.
やっぱりフリーレン様の話になってしまいますね。
They don't have a lot like of
Oh
shared
my
interests.
gosh. Hopefully they can find something
いえ、まだいいです。
just for the two of them.
Yeah.
Sort of like shared hobby or something.
しかし結構普通のものばかりだな。せっかくの町なんだし、他の場所も見て回ろうぜ。
They're just talking smack about this lady's stuff
Yeah,
in front of
true.
her.
Right in front of her face.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice, Stark.
Okay.
Fucking let's go. Oh.
すいません。
Oh no, she looks so freaking sad, dude.
Is it just not going how she pictured it?
I don't think it is. She looks so freaking sad all the time.
Bro, they're eating so much. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right.
この町でのポーズもかっこよかったな。
そうですね。
フリーレンの話だと、ゾウのポーズは100通り。
100 different
Of course
poses?
there are.
な
Oh my gosh.
That's just like Himmel, bro, to pose for
Yeah.
100 times.
フェルン。もしかしてあまり楽しくなかった？
Oh no.
そんなことないですよ。
今日はまだ一度も笑っていない。
そうですね。
What's she gonna say to
こと
this?
ばかりでしたけど。
Yeah.
Hmm.
なんだか。シュタルク様らしくなかったです。
Oh.
Oh.
どうしてそんなことを。
She's interested in him.
Yeah.
In him.
Oh.
せっかくのデートだから。
Oh. Let's go.
確かに今日は少し
But
残
it,
念に思います。
hopefully the meaning of it all comes across.
Yeah.
とても嬉しいです。
Aww.
私のために必死に考えてくれたんですね。
She appreciates the thought. Let's go,
Mhm.
baby. Let's go. Okay.
Nice.
Sending well. Sending well.
Yeah. He does it. It's like, I want to be strong.
I thought he's still wearing his helmet.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. All these freaking people that Himmel's had influence on.
She's seeing the same sentiment being reflected in Fern right now.
Yeah, it was a normal day, but...
That's right.
What a great lesson. Oh, she's happy. Yeah. And her braids are proper.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Northern Plateau checkpoint. Whoa. She's got like...
It's still... Yeah, it's gotta be magic or something.
Interesting. It is freaking
Gotta be a magic
then.
item, yeah.
Ah.
So her first class mage status? Yeah.
Nice. So cool. Oh, that's true. Bird's pretty amazing. That's true.
Yeah. Surrounded. Already, dude.
Just the
It's
beginning.
just the beginning.
Holy frick. Sheesh. Stark. Holy frick.
No way, that's a creature too?
Oh.
Oh. That's sick.
What the frick?
That's cool.
Oh.
Oh,
no.
frick. It hypnotized him or something?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Even
Oh,
in their
no
camp.
way. A gargoyle? Frieren. Oh, no.
Yes,
Jeez.
seems like it's pretty dangerous.
No kidding.
Why live here? Yeah. That's a fair question.
Yeah, maybe it means something sentimental. Yeah. Dang. Oh.
Crazy how often that's the case, dude.
Well, they'll be all the stronger for living here. That's for sure.
Hopefully, yeah.
Sheesh.
Thing got wrecked. Look at all the claw marks on that.
Yeah, what the frick? Oh, jeez.
It's close. Monsters nearby.
Is it a demon?
It is a
like
demon.
Yeah, what the frick?
Hey, what? Yeah,
Looks
it
like
is a demon. Okay.
Yeah. Dang, he was freaking scary. Oh, nice parry, dude. Holy frick.
He's fast for like how big he is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, what? Oh, I thought it broke his axe for a second. Jeez.
Oh.
No way, dude.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
No way.
Dang, dude.
Stark.
It dodged all that and closed the gap.
Oh.
Oh. Let's go, freaking Stark. Oh.
Oh.
What?
Oh, he's toast.
Dang. Is it gonna heal its arm?
No way. Oh.
It's tough, but so am I.
Oh. Jeez, Stark.
He's locking it down, dude.
What? Does that not affect
Let's go.
Stark? Or did he jump?
He might have gotten out of the way. Oh,
he got a
Fern
barrier.
shielded him.
Yep. That was a pretty risky maneuver. Holy frick.
Yeah. This is only one. Imagine a whole pack of these things, dude.
Holy frick.
He said the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, she said the same thing.
Yeah, interesting. But it's going to prepare. Oh, of course, this would be the angle Himmel would choose. Stop it.
Freaking Himmel, bro.
Yeah, his family did the same thing.
Exactly.
Dark?
Is he too scared to get up? Oh, his legs came out.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
That's true. That's pretty crazy. It's funny, I know somebody who when they get scared, their legs like literally give out. Like if you freaking turned a corner and you were like, bah, like he would like fall straight to the ground.
No way.
Hilarious, dude. Hilarious. Yeah, absolutely so funny. So it's a real thing.
That's crazy.
It happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been like so scared that my legs give out, but certainly been freaked out.
The only time it's like not real, but like I've had dreams where like something's coming at me and I just like I freeze and I can't move, and like I become partially aware that I'm like dreaming, and it's just like move. Like this is the strongest thing of this, and it's so weird because like I don't know why this would like have scared my dreaming self, but I was dreaming I was on this like wheat field, and there was this gate, this like big gate and everything, and I just like crossed the gate and I closed it and I was like walking, and then like I sense somebody walking behind me, and I like turn around, and on the other side of like the gate but like a ways off along the same path is this like dude kind of just like with a like a priest robe kind of, but it wasn't like a priest robe, it was just like this black thing.
Sure.
And this like hat, and he's just like walking at me or walking towards me, and like in my dream I freeze up, and I like remember dreaming like I can't let him touch the gate, and he like comes and he's gonna like touch the gate and open, and because if he opens it he can come after me, and like I woke up because I was so scared, but it was like such a weird thing, and then I remember like what was that was what was I scared of that? That's such a like
that's how it
weird
always is
thing.
when you wake up from a scary dream. Half the time it's like that wasn't even that scary.
Yeah,
it
like what was
out,
about
but,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I did have in Scouts, we were doing a camping trip, and you know how boys are. Once you get somewhere and there's an ability to have a rock roll down onto like a lake or a river or whatever, like we'll immediately do it.
Sure.
And we were climbing up this mountain, and there's like a lake on the kind of on the other side, and like, you know, we ended up throwing rocks and stuff down there later, but I was coming up the mountain, and I was like going around, and somebody, I know the person's name, but I won't say it. I don't think they'll ever watch this. But anyways, he got a freaking log under a rock, and it was like probably like 3 feet wide and like about 5 feet tall. So it was like taller than it was wide, and it was like he managed to get this like log under it, unlodge it, and it started like rolling down the hill. And I just hear all this like crashing above me, and I have like my pack and everything, and I look up and I see this rock just like hurling at me, just like super fast, like crashing and everything, and it's just like spinning insanely fast. And for a second I freeze, like I don't know what to do. Like I was scared. I literally was thinking like, oh well, this is it. I'm a goner. I'm dead. and
Holy
I
frick.
froze in fear. And like, I don't know what happened or like why or whatever. Suddenly I got this like urge to like freaking move. And there's like on the trail. So like if you're walking on the trail this way, right, to then like turn up and go up the hill, there was another kind of rock embedded into the
Yeah.
mountain,
The
kind
side,
of like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And freaking biggest luck or whatever that's just where I happened to be and stuff when like the rock was coming down, and I like see it and I freaking run to it, and it's like 3 feet away from me, right? But in the moment it felt like I'm
Sure.
like running forever, right? And like I run to it and I like hug the rock and like press up against it, and I feel just like the wind of the freaking rock just like rush over me, like
Jeez.
over my head. And like he got called out. I was so mad, dude. I was like freaking livid, dude. I was
Wow.
like, yeah, like if there hadn't been leaders there to like, do something about it and like call him out, bro, it would have gone to blows. I was so mad because I could have died.
Yeah,
I was like
of course.
the freaking.
It's amazing that you happen to be below there as the rock is coming down simultaneously.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And like you can't do that. Like. Yeah, the rocks we were throwing were like little rocks and stuff like that, and not like this like giant thing. And like we were at the height where like there were some trees, but not that many, so you can kind of look down and see, right? And so like he didn't do it on purpose, obviously, like, but he just was careless and like didn't look down. And so we would know like, is there a hiker coming up when we're gonna like throw a rock, right? And like have it land on the lake and all this stuff. Right, but it
he did not do due diligence.
Yes, yeah, he didn't check for one, and like that was like way too big of a rock to do stuff and everything, and
Jeez.
yeah, and like he's a friend and everything, and it's gone great now. But I was so mad at that
Holy
moment,
frick.
and that was I think the only moment in my life. Actually, there's one more, but I won't say it right now. But anyways, where I was like paralyzed with fear, but thankfully I was like. Something came over me. I don't know if it was like adrenaline or what, but I freaking hugged that like rock and just, yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. Yep. So it happens. It happens. Yeah, I can't think of an exact instance where I've had such fear where I was paralyzed, but usually most of my fear comes from I pretty consistently it comes in waves, but I pretty consistently have like nightmares. It's been like an ongoing thing for pretty much my whole life. But like a lot of periods of times where I'm having nightmares. Thankfully, I'm in a non-nightmare period right now, so things are going great. I only wake up 2 or 3 times a night right now. But yeah, like I'll be so
That's
scared.
still way too much.
I'll be so scared that I'm like not able to sleep. I gotta have all the freaking lights on, or I'm just freaking so terrified. But then, when the sun is up, that's when I sleep the best, because that's when I know I'm gonna have permanent light, and I just sleep like a freaking baby. It's great. So, yeah, it's very interesting fear in and of itself. Do you think this last bit of the episode here has made me think that like these next set of episodes could be more battle focused than, because we've had the tournament in season 1, and that was very battle focused, and then there was the labyrinth as well, which had a lot of battle as well. Do you think that we're going to have a period of time in season 2 where it's battle focused, or do you think that like the whole season is going to be these like smaller bites of their journey that are more kind of relaxed? Like it seems like almost obvious to say like, oh, well, of course it's going to be battle focused now, but like it's not always necessarily the case, right? There could be some battles maybe scattered here or there. Or is it going to be like, now we're going to focus on the teamwork, team building exercises of our group?
I could see a few episodes of that, right? Because that's literally how we ended. They were better than this demon. They obviously they won, right? But like they would have decidedly won had they been more coordinated. I think coordination is going to go a long way in helping them fight tougher monsters and stuff like that. Because like Fern couldn't get a shot because Stark was in the way.
Right.
You didn't want to hurt him, right? But like,
Right.
so you need a frontliner, but all they needed was like one good shot on this demon, like what Frieren got, and it was dead. So it's not like there's like, it's tough against maybe physical damage, but maybe not so magical damage and stuff. So yeah, I think they'll become a better.
The Zoltark spell is, well, first one, he tanked one of them and lost his arm, but he stayed standing, because usually we've seen that when you take one of those Zoltarks, like you dissolve, you basically die, right?
Oh,
that's what's
anywhere
happened
in the body?
historically.
Maybe, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
but this
so
guy tanked it and kept going.
Do you think if that one single shot had been in his chest, that he would have kept going?
Sure, probably. No, he probably would have died.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he probably would have died, but the fact that he tanked it so well and kept going so easily is says something, at least.
And he forced Fern and Frieren to kind of be on the defensive, like twice, actually.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Does the shield always dissolve into butterflies? That was
no,
new, right?
I feel like that was a built-in level of distraction into the shield, potentially.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think it normally just shatters. Like, that seemed like it was either like it was a distraction tactic, or B, nothing happened from the butterflies, but I was thinking like maybe it's an effect imbued into the shards, but probably distraction
would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe they could have, like, as an example, obviously not, but they could have like exploded or something, like an extra effect added into the shield as it shatters, then like the butterflies cause some kind of effect, but it probably was just distraction. So
yeah.
Do you think, as an extension to that, do you think that there's going to be more stakes and maybe even more negative consequences from the battles going forward? Because like from up until now, it's always been like there's been tensities here and there, and then the Stark and the Fern battle with the demons in the first season there was some stakes there because Frieren was separated. But are we getting to the point where like Fern and Stark are to a level enough that like they're kind of similar to Frieren in a sense, and so like battles now are not just like, well, Frieren's here, therefore they're just going to win easily and the stakes aren't really there. The reason why there were stakes before with that demon battle was Frieren was off fighting Aura, so it was a question of, are Fern and Stark going to be able to pull it out here by themselves?
Yeah.
But now that they're kind of near their level, or do we have like a level playing field of stakes as we fight tougher monsters? Is that what you're thinking?
What do you mean by stakes? Like that danger could befall them? Yeah,
like if we... Could we have a scenario where with the mansion demons, we had like, someone could die, like Stark or Fern could have realistically died, right? Because Frieren wasn't there. But now that Frieren is here, but Stark and Fern have gotten stronger, is it like not a scenario now where it's like, well, Frieren is here, therefore everything is going to be fine? It's like, no, well, they're fighting things that are like threatening around Frieren's level, and since Stark and Fern are at that level, it's kind of just a general threat to all of them. Are we like on a, like, obviously not a level playing field, but like, are we kind of at that point where it's similar, like we're getting to that point?
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a tough thing, I feel, for Frieren to pull off, Frieren the show or the manga or whatever, because I feel like if it starts getting so tense where you legitimately feel like either of the three of them could die, that it would stop feeling like Frieren. But you also don't necessarily want a show where you automatically know that they're going to come out victorious. So the stakes, I feel, would have to be something aside from a character dying. It could be separation for a long time, or I don't know. Separation feels kind of off as well. But like, if Stark legitimately died, I would be so mad. Or if any of them, right? Any of the three legitimately died.
I don't think that they'll die, but there was like a thread of that in season 1, right? There was, that was the...
But it becomes less and less as the characters become more entrenched and more pivotal to the vibe of the actual story, the less so that danger, the less real that danger feels. Right? In season 1, it was like I didn't like fully think that any of them could die.
But you never knew because it was still early.
Yeah, it was still early. But now it's just like, yeah, they're not going to die. If they died, like I might even quit watching the show unless somehow they built it into like, now we really have to get to end date to see them again, right? Or something like that. But it'd just be like, no, this is the journey of Stark, Fern, and Frieren, right? Frieren's second do-over at a party and all that stuff. Do we get maybe an additional member in the party that we start to like, but then maybe they die? Okay. Depends on how long they're in the party for, right? But like, that's the thing that I enjoy about Frieren. It does have, you know, some interesting stakes and some tense moments, but never to the point where it's like, oh, I'm getting anxiety just watching this because I don't know what's going to happen, right?
Right.
So,
yeah, so you don't think there'll ever be stakes like that? Yeah.
Yeah, like if we ever, like, maybe one more time, but if it becomes like the norm, I just feel like the vibe of the show would shift completely to kind of a different kind of show.
Right, wouldn't more like a battle show.
Frieren. Yeah, it'd be something else. It'd be Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Where like freaking people are dying all the time or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's true. It's not necessary for Frieren to have those stakes per se and to even be primarily focused on battling and whatnot. However, it is nice. I personally, as a personal thing, I like having that kind of tension. Obviously, I don't want either of them to die. But, you know, I wish that somehow they could establish that, like, characters could die. Like, it's the type of story that, like, the author would do that. So you don't exactly know what's going to happen. I wish it was like, but you never know that that's a possibility until it happens at least once. And then you go, okay, well, this can happen. And then at this point, I don't want either of them to freaking die. And obviously, it's not going to be Frieren. But, so, I don't know. It's
don't you think, though, that would detract from the coziness that is Frieren?
It would detract from the cozy feeling, but it wouldn't detract. See, I'm not focused on necessarily the cozy feeling. I think it's a big part of the show. What I'm focusing on is the journey itself. And the journey is cozy and has lots of cozy moments, but I can't separate the fact that this is still a journey through dangerous territory to go up to where, the Demon King was. And, also the world is full of demons and all these other creatures. So, like, I fit that danger and those stakes into the story along with the coziness. Like, if we can't have this, like, a lack of stakes, just like we can't have a lack of coziness, I feel like. If they're going to sell that this is a real journey, then, like, they've got to have both. That's
what I was saying. Like, the stakes have to be, and why it would be tough. It's a tough line to straddle, right? Because I do agree that there need to be stakes. However, if the stakes get to the point where it's the death of a party member, I feel like that brings with it so many more different kinds of implications.
Sure.
Like it's if a main character can die, then I don't know. I just feel like that falls under a different category of show. There's shows where, like, they can get tense and all that stuff, but a main character, you just kind of know they're not gonna die. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Like, it won't. Like, you maybe might have the fear that, like, bad things will happen, but, like, you kind of know, nah, a main character won't die. Whereas, like, if there's a show where, I'm trying to think of, like, real world examples, like shows that maybe we both have consumed.
Yeah, I just don't think it would change the show. I only think it would add to it. So why do you feel like it would change the show?
I mean, do you think Frieren would feel the same if Fern died?
No, but do you feel like that Frieren as a show would be the same if you knew somehow through magic that the characters could die?
In that hypothetical, sorry, ask your question one more time.
Yeah, so to answer your question, do I feel like the show would be different if Fern died? For sure, absolutely. And it's not because the prospect of death has been introduced, it's because Fern no longer exists in the show, right? So it changes quite substantially because there's only 3 characters, and that's 33% of our roster. However, I want to focus more on the nuance of the potentiality of danger and death. So my question is, if you could somehow know that the characters could die, Stark or Fern,
I see what you're asking.
Does that change the show for you? Now, they're still alive, but you know that the author is willing to kill them.
If you were able to introduce the tension without the external to the show meta analysis of
right, because your meta analysis is Stark and Fern are not going to die, right?
Yeah.
But let's pretend that they could
that was impossible
die.
To
the
deduce.
Author has stated there was an author's note of listen, I'm not going to not kill characters. If it makes sense, I'm going to do it. And it's whoa, frick. Okay, that's big news, right? Now everyone's still here, but it could happen. And so do you feel like that would change the show?
I think so too. Yeah, I think that would also change the show. And it would make the fights much more harrowing, and it would be enjoyable in that vein, right? In the the danger feels much more real every time they get in a fight, right? If it's
right.
We can take the meta analysis away from the brain and just remain only with the tension. Oh, for sure. I think that would also change kind of the vibe of the show a little bit, but not drastically. However, I don't think you can remove the meta analysis part of it, right? Because I just don't believe at this point in the story that Frieren, Fern, or Stark could die, right?
I agree 100%. Yeah, but that's
the only way to make me feel that at this point would be to actually do it.
Sure, but I agree with that, and I believe you believe that, and I believe it as well. But yeah, I'm just asking if you feel like the kind of cozy vibe of the show would change for you if death was a real possibility.
Yes,
because you're saying it wouldn't be the same, but I'm trying to figure out if you're saying that the show wouldn't be the same because Fern actually died, or because there's potential death looming always.
I think both. I think it's degrees of difference, right? One would be obviously much more drastic than the other. But yeah, if there was that true fear of death during the tense battles and stuff, for sure. Because then it becomes less of a comfort show that has a fun adventure that you have to have danger, and more so it becomes slightly grittier, right? And it's all degrees, right? It almost depends on how it's done, how much grittier it is. Maybe in the battles, but that's not the only way to build immersion, right? World building can create immersion. The characters' relationships can create immersion. But yeah, it would increase the immersion in the fights. That for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
because I feel one of my favorite shows of all time is Grimgar. I can't remember what the frickin' full name is, but if you search Grimgar, it's there. Anyone who's seen it will know what I'm talking about. The thing I like about Grimgar is that death is always a possibility. And so, and it's hella gritty, but it makes those slow moments where they come back to town more real to me, at least. I really feel they're oh, this is I appreciate them more, and I take them less for granted, because it's I know that you have to, in order to enjoy these peaceful times, they had to go through real frickin' danger to get there. And I feel when I watch a Frieren battle, there's it's a weird feeling, because on one half I feel it's so exciting, And, you know, sometimes things, especially in this fight, don't go exactly the way you anticipate. And so you're kind of like, is something bad gonna happen? You're not totally sure. There is that meta of like, well, no one's probably going to die, but like, how's it going to turn out?
Doubt.
Could something
I don't
bad
think that
happen?
seed of doubt ever leaves. I agree with that. Yes.
But the other half of that is it's almost like I'm watching a toy fight. Right? That's the feeling. That's the best way for me to describe it. It's like these are toys fighting. It's no longer I'm looking into, because when we're in the like peaceful moments and we're learning about the world and how it works and all these little tiny details, it looks like you're peering into Frieren's world through a hole, right? You're like seeing it for real, right? It really builds that incredible immersion that we all love about Frieren. But when you see the fights, it kind of looks like I'm watching toys fight in the sense of like, oh, it's not really real. Like, because I know that nothing is really going to happen. There's no real stakes. Like, it's intense and I'm enjoying it and it's exciting. But there is that like little grain at the back of my mind that's just like, these are kind of like, this is all play fighting in a sense because nothing really bad is going to happen. So that's what why I'm wondering if because for me, if that danger was present and I knew it was there if I knew it was present somehow, then it would feel like as a whole, it would be more immersive and cohesive than just like these moments where I'm immersed and now it's kind of like I'm not as immersed and now I'm immersed and, you know, back and forth.
Yeah, like, so a couple things on that. One, as far as like the stakes, they don't just have to be death. Like, you could have really harrowing stakes. What they could be, I don't know. Like, that's why I said it's kind of like a tough job. But you could have like very harrowing stakes that are not death. And those could be hang in the balance in the outcome of a battle, right? And so that gets you like really immersed and all that stuff. And like part of it, you know, injury or whatever, right, could be another one, but that still wouldn't feel as deep as actual death or whatever. That said, unless, you know, things change in the future, I feel like if part of the theme, one of the themes of Frieren is she already experienced that death. And like the whole kind of point of this journey, and obviously it wasn't through like battle, it was more so through time. But now the whole point of this journey is for her to kind of re-walk those steps and really appreciate the companionship she has now that she wasn't able to appreciate with Himmel, right? And so I feel like, you know, if you start to introduce death, then it changes that dynamic. And it's no longer, it wouldn't necessarily be anymore about Frieren redoing her journey, right? Redoing life, getting another chance at life. Not really life, but right? Getting another chance at life with her new party and all that stuff. So that's why, like, I think these two things, because of the themes that Frieren is trying to tackle, just kind of become incompatible. I don't think you can. Maybe there is, obviously, I'm no story master, right? But I just feel from what I've seen so far that these are two incompatible themes. And so you have to pick one, right? And in this case, not losing a companion is a choice that needs to be made in order for us to be able to explore this now redo at life.
I see.
That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I feel like I half agree with that, but at the other half, it's just like, if this is really a retelling of the adventure proper, and it was a harrowing journey where, like, you know, there was death genuinely awaiting, you know, Himmel's party, and it was only by the skin of their teeth, and they did really overcome real danger, there would have to be legitimate danger with potential death for it to be a facsimile of her old party. So I feel almost like the opposite. Like,
well, it's not a facsimile of her old party in the steps of retreading your adventure. It's I am now going to appreciate what like I'm going through with my companion.
Sure, right? I see.
It's not a one-to-one. It's I get to redo this specific part. Having to redo this specific part entails this like broader adventure, but that's not like the point, focus. Right? Without redoing these relationships, the journey would almost be meaningless, right? Sure. If she was just traveling with a group that she didn't care about again, and
Sure.
didn't bother to get to know him and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why the characters can't die, because the point of the show is the connecting and learning and growing and whatnot. So that makes sense. But yeah, no, just something I thought of. I wonder about that, because there's always that part in the back. Like, I want to enjoy the battles more, but like when you feel like nothing can happen and it's just always going to be the same outcome every time. Like, every battle becomes a little bit less enthralling because of that. So, and I want,
like,
and I
what
love.
About, what about this?
I'm a
what
battle
if they
junkie.
were fighting a monster? Yeah.
So I want there to be more
the
battles.
battles are cool,
Right?
Yes.
But I want there to be more battles. But I can't enjoy them if they're always just going to be the same kind of like, let's call it victory slop. Like, it's just always going to result in like a resounding victory, and it's like, okay, sometimes there's close calls here or there, but like, okay, it is what it is.
Well, like, let's say they were fighting a monster that erased your memories, right? And like, legitimately, and it wouldn't, like, if it hits you with a thing, it wouldn't erase everything all at once, but like,
right, it would erase pieces or like some kind of non-fatal danger, whether it be a wound or something. Yeah, it's just like, I just don't feel like it's the type of show that's going to have a lot of negative things happen on that intense of a level. Like, maybe something minorly, will happen, like they'll get fricked up a little bit, but I don't feel like it's the type of show that's going to actually have something really bad happen, and therefore, like, the stakes can only get so intense for me. So if that monster was to show up, we'd be like, oh, it's going to erase Stark's memories. I'd be like, it won't. It's just not the kind of show.
Well, like, it erased, like, he gets hit a couple times, right? And like, it erases 2/3 every time you get hit. You forget 1/3 of something, right? And it erases 2/3 of Einstein, right? Like, the mechanical reflexes and stuff remain and stuff, and so that's how he retains his training. But like, he, you start to get scared of like, bro, is he gonna forget his master like completely and all that stuff? Like, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe that.
I feel like that would be antithetical. That would even be almost as bad as like death.
As I was trying, I'm trying to think of
message.
another non-death consequence, right? Another non-death stake. But yeah, it would almost
this
start
show,
to ruin that.
it would be.
I recognize it as I was trying to do it, but yeah, it's a poor example of the message that I'm trying to get, which is like I think you could legitimately make actual nail biting
stakes,
but just death. You just, for what it is, you have to remove death off the table. Like,
sure. Yeah, and I hope there is stakes, and I hope they come up with a creative way. I'm just not creative enough to think of like what those stakes would be.
Same,
I just wish that the author, I just hope that the author is. That's all. Because I like stakes. Stakes is what makes, stakes on my plate and stakes in my shows. I like them both. Oh my gosh. So, I want them to, I want there to be some level of like engrossment. I feel like it adds a level to immersion, especially because they're like, they built up like these northern areas as being dangerous. Now they're talking about like, this monster's really strong. We got to be careful. It's like, okay, you got to sell me on the danger though. It's like, listen, you're building up the danger. You've been doing it since last season, but you got to sell it on me. Because if you're not going to sell it, like, part of this journey loses a little bit of its luster. Like, part of the reason why people don't make this journey up to Ende is because like it's scary. So like, I want to feel that. And maybe I'll eat my words, and then there's gonna be some crazy stuff that happens this season. But like, okay, let's see it. But maybe this, again, like you said, it's not the despairing type of show where we're gonna have some bad stuff happen, and I think it'll be for the worse, because I think, in order to enjoy those, I think in order to enjoy those like really sweet, chill moments all the more, you've got to have these like low moments where like everyone's at the bottom and we've hit rock bottom and now we need to swing back up. And then it's like, oh man, I'm so glad we're in the fluffy times again where we're just goofing off in a town. Because then you're like, you have a little bit of anxiety of like, oh, when they go back out there, you never know what's going to happen. But like, I'm really glad. And then when you get to a village, you're like, oh, frickin', okay, now I can like relax a little bit. And, I think it adds to it. Yeah, but, it is. I
feel like that feeling is more it's a requirement more so for plot-driven stories,
Hmm.
less so
A
for
character.
character-driven
Interesting.
stories. And Frieren is first and foremost a
Right.
character-driven story.
Right.
Now, obviously, I'm not saying there isn't any overlap. There obviously is a lot most of the time.
Sure.
But there are certain things that are requirements for, both of these types of stories. And for character-driven stories, the relationship's really where
Right.
the focus
And
is, right?
to be fair, Frieren is not a very plot-heavy show. It's extremely much more character-driven than
the
plot-driven.
plot right now is going north, right?
Yeah,
And
basically.
all
yeah.
this other stuff has yes, technically it's advanced the plot of going north, but it's
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, I think, and
So-
that's the difference between, we've talked about this before, but that's the difference between the two of us. Is I'm much more of a plot kind of guy, and you're much more of a freaking character kind of
100%
guy, even though there is a
yeah.
lot of crossover. So, fair enough.
Yes.
All right, well, that was that's an interesting conversation. I really wanted to the reason why I've extrapolated so long on that is because it's something I've been thinking about just in little bits, and now I'm like, okay, I want to
Sure.
get this. Now that we've had this battle, it seems like this is the perfect time. I want to have this conversation so I can understand myself more than anything. So, okay, well,
Yeah.
comment time.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, I got a comment from Princess Stabity, please. This is a great freaking. George is making a face like, what the frick?
Princess Stabity.
Princess Stabity, please, on YouTube. This is a great comment. I'm only showing a little bit of it because it's quite big. I recommend going back and checking out this comment. Thank you so much, Princess, for this comment. I just wanted to kind of reflect on it. I'll just read the beginning of it here. I've got, when you mentioned how different and unique a show Frieren is, it made me a little sad because I wish it wasn't so rare for concepts like this to be adapted into anime. I super hope that Frieren's success will make it easier for similar slow-paced introspection, cozy slice of life, a slice of cozy works to get greenlit. I really like this comment. There were other things in this comment that I really liked, but this was the thing that made me kind of think the most, and I wanted to comment on. I think that's true. That I hope that Frieren will help other things get greenlit. But I think
True.
there's something. I think that there's something different about Frieren than other cozy slice of life things. And it's not that like Frieren is doing anything particularly unique. It is, but I don't think it's the uniqueness that makes it so good. I think that's a core pillar of it. But I think there's two other things. I think the author's just general quality of writing, character writing, is and then kind of framing everything that is unique about Frieren is like if those are the two kind of pillars, those things are what make Frieren so good. I don't think it's just like, oh, well, because Frieren is a cozy show, therefore we need more cozy shows. I think Frieren is a special cozy show, that it's more than just a cozy show. So while it would be nice to get more cozy shows, I don't think we're going to get things like Frieren level. And I think there are lots of other cozy shows to watch, but the reason why we don't get a ton of them is because, like, you got to be on the level of Frieren to really make a cozy show stick out. Like, there's a lot of battle shows that, are very popular and they're not very good. It's easy for battle shows to kind of stick out. But for cozy shows to stick out and be something special, they've got to be like ultra high quality. And I think the final pillar to that is the adaptation. I think Frieren lends itself so well to, when you read something, you pick the pace, right? When you read the Frieren manga, you pick the pace. But when you watch an anime, the pace is chosen for you, as long as you're not watching on freaking 2x speed like a freaking heathen. And you have to slow down. You hear the music, you see the slowness of everyone's kind of movements and how things move along. You see the watercolors, you see the montages. There's just something that is the secret X factor, I think, that elevates Frieren's, those two other pillars of Frieren, to like the next level of high quality. And so while I totally agree we need more cozy stuff, it is just a shame that we probably won't get a lot of high quality Frieren level cozy shows that stick out in the way that Frieren does. But that's what this comment made me think about, and that's why I decided to highlight this particular comment. So,
Nice, very good.
Yeah.
Do you
have something to say?
Finish your thought. No, I was just gonna say that. Like I would like to see more shows like Frieren come to be. Hopefully, this can inspire people, even if the stories don't necessarily exist. Inspire people to make those kind of shows. So great
that's
comment.
a fair point. Yeah, very good. I also have one more comment I want to highlight from Seno Eric Kruger. Yeah, me too. Actually, that's why we're all here. So, anyways, that's it. That's
the foot fetish comment. I know that comment.
Oh, frick! Dang it. Yes,
I know that comment.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. Well, okay, we'll just move on to my comment. Mine is from the Flickr Scope. And it says, this is what the comment says. To me, Frieren is a show about the viewer. We identify the show with ourselves. Other shows are about those particular characters. When you watch Frieren, you're thinking about the show and its characters, but also the real world and your life. It's very personal to you. When you're watching other shows, even really good ones, like, say, Apothecary Diaries, it's more like, oh, cool, she must be really happy, and wow, good for them. I hope that makes sense. Yes, I think Frieren definitely lends itself towards that more easily, but I also would say that is a feature of a lot of character-driven shows, where like the relationships between the characters is kind of the main purpose of the whole story. And then on top of that, for me personally, I freaking do that for almost every story. I don't know why, and I feel silly doing it sometimes, but it is what it is. It's how I am. I always like looking at the themes and stories and kind of trying to pull.
You just to be clear, the thing you're saying that you do is personalizing what the character's experience to you.
Yes. Thank you for being the George translator. Yes. The characters, identifying with the characters, not in the sense that I see myself in them, right? But maybe I see a type of character that I want to avoid, or, actions that I want to avoid, stuff like that. But overall, just kind of drawing the lessons from stories. I do that all the time for almost every freaking story. I just can't help it. And that's the way I like approaching shows. And I'm not the best at dissecting stories. I'm sure there's smarter people than me out there that would be able to dissect the true themes of Frieren and everything much better than I can. But it's just something that I've always done. So I feel like I've gotten halfway decent at it, to like identifying certain elements in stories. But yeah, like, I don't know why I like doing that so much. And it's not even like a thing that I do consciously, I don't think. I think it's just like a thing that works as I'm watching a show or reading a book or watching a movie or whatever. It's just something that's happening in the back of my mind, and then like suddenly it clicks. It's like, this is what this story is trying to tell me. So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that comment because it, it's something that I do all the time. I freaking try and apply those stories in my life, and I feel like more people would get more out of stories if they did that.
Yeah,
maybe that's just me.
I'm trying to think if I do that. I guess I do to some degree, but not to such a degree that I'm like so conscious of it, of like that's a thing that I do. But I probably do it to some smaller degree than another. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the older I've gotten, the more I've realized that that's what I do. But I know I've done that since forever, and I don't know why. It is how I am, I guess. I
think what I do is I look for things in characters that I relate to, that are things that I already know about myself. It's like a retrospective kind of thing. Like I look at like, oh, this character is like, I can relate to this thing that the character did. Like I understand this character because I understand this thing that they do or how they are and stuff like that. I think that's the way I reflect on characters. So it's interesting. Nice. It's interesting that we.
So you do a little bit of it too, some element of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. There's different ways to do that. But yeah. And Frieren is a great show. Is a great show to kind of do that with, because I feel like the themes of Frieren are pretty unique, not something you deal with or you see in every story. So
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, we should probably end this episode. We've yapped for long enough. If anyone knows the channel, we can yap. Hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Yes, exactly.
That's a fact.
If you want to see our other stuff 2 weeks ahead of time, check out the Patreon or the channel membership. If you want to see season 1, if you're new to the channel or whatever, we've reacted to all of that. It's up on the playlist in the channel. It's up as a playlist on the channel. So check that out. But with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Hey, everybody.
Take care, everybody.